My journey actually started when I was a child. I started dancing when I was just 3 years old, and I loved to dance and continued to dance all through high school and even college. Uh, excuse me. When I was in middle school, I started to get significant pain in both of my knees, and I was told by doctors that I should stop dancing. That would help with my knee pain. The problem was that they didn't seem to have any specific treatment for the knee pain, just that the dancing was exacerbating it. And it wasn't until I was in high school that my music director actually introduced me to a friend of his who was a dancer, and she evaluated me. And she noticed that I was not using the proper technique and was pronating my feet and causing my knees to be out of alignment. And this was causing my pain. So I spent my senior year of high school at a podiatrist to help with my foot alignment, which helped my knees and put the knees in the proper place, and it eliminated my knee pain. This was my first experience with someone helping me find the underlying cause of my pain without just giving me pain pills or telling me to stop doing the activity that I loved. As I went off to college, I decided that I wanted to learn about anatomy and physiology and be able to help other students of mine, since I wanted to become a dance teacher. That was my original goal in life. And I wanted to make sure that my students didn't go through the same pain that I did. The more that I learned about the body and the muscles and the joints and the way that the body worked, the more fascinated I got. I realized that I could help people feel better, not just from physical pain, but also from medical conditions like diabetes and fibromyalgia through exercise. I spent the next 20 years as a medical exercise specialist, using exercise as medicine and helping people to understand their body better and get relief from their symptoms. I had always stayed away from nutritional supplements because they can be very confusing, and I had not really studied them thoroughly enough. But then I met my mentor, Dr. Patricia Slesher, and I started seeing her as a client, primarily to help me with high cholesterol issue. And that started me on my journey to learn more about nutrition and herbs and homeopathy. Dr. Slesher was the person who first introduced me to the concept of finding the underlying cause and not just treating the symptom. She encouraged me to go back to school, and I was able to get my doctorate in naturopathy in 2015. And since then, I've been working with clients to help them find their underlying issue that's causing their symptoms and helping to eliminate that problem so that the body can heal itself and that my clients can feel healthy and live a vibrant life. My goal for working with my clients is not just give them supplements and send them on their way, but to educate them and to help them understand how their body works, which I believe is vital in compliance and in success. With that information in mind, I decided to write this book to help my clients have a reference guide and a place to journal their symptoms and create better connections between how they feel and any remedies that they might be taking. I believe that to truly understand your body, you must recognize that the body is a flow system. Energy flows through our body, blood, nutrients, hormones, all flow through our body. When there's a blockage in this flow system, we start to get symptoms like pain or discomfort in our body that we want to correct. The problem is that we often look to just eliminate the pain or the discomfort and not search out the underlying cause of the block in our flow system. So this book is designed to help you understand how your flow works and how that blockage in that flow could be creating the pain or discomfort that you might be feeling. If you can open the flow system and get things moving again, then you'll start to feel better and be able to balance your wellness. So what I've done with this book is I really talk about the three major flow systems: the digestive system, obviously is a flow system, the detox and drainage system, and then the neuroendocrine system, which is neurotransmitters and hormones, but they're also in a flow. And so each chapter goes through how those systems work, how the flow of those systems work, and what kind of symptoms you can get if that flow is not working. I also have a chapter on balanced eating to help you understand not only how to balance nutrition through your diet, but also balance blood sugar and to help with weight management. And then there's also a chapter on muscle testing and how to do some muscle testing so that you can use that to help with figuring out where your blockage in the flow is. The second section of the book is the journal. And so this is, it's actually a 3-month daily journal. So there's 3 months of daily journal pages where you can keep track of your sleep, your moods and emotions. There's a food journal that's not only what you eat and when you eat, but how did you feel before and after you were eating that, in case there's food toxins or foods that might be triggering other symptoms. And then areas to keep track of your recurring symptoms and any new symptoms, so that you can keep track with your supplements and your protocols to make sure that it's working. And then if those symptoms were to come up again, you can always go back to those journal pages and say, oh, I remember when this happened, and last time it happened, I ate that food too, so maybe that's the food I don't want to eat. Mm-hmm. Or I took this supplement and I felt better, let me try that again and see if I can help me feel better. And at the very end of the book is getting ready for my next appointment. And so these are pages where you can take those journal pages and kind of summarize how you've been feeling, and you can bring that into you when you come to see me, mm-hmm. so that we can look at that together and determine what we might need to do during your appointment. So that is restoring your flow.